Hey everybody, my name is Tristan and I am here today with Muse Paint Bar to teach you how to paint these tiny turtles. If you're looking for something fun to paint with the whole family or just get in the summer vibes, this is the painting for you. Now feel free to follow along as we go step by step, or you can customize it however you wish. All the supplies that you need are linked in the description below. Now are you guys ready to paint? Totally, dude. All right, it's time to paint tiny turtles. This is such a fun painting for the whole family. You can get creative with your colors, with the size and shapes of your turtles here, but we're gonna keep the background nice and simple so that all of our energy can be focused on these turtles. I have my example over here on my right, and I'm working on this 11 by 14 here on my left. My colors are a lot. I'm using all the colors in the book. It is really up to you what colors you want to use. Make sure you at least have your white and blue for your background, and then whatever colors you want for your turtles. I'm using green, red, yellow, fluorescent violet, brown, dark blue, and black as well. I have some water for my brushes, some paper towels underneath my water can, and some mixing plates to mix up all the colors for my turtles. First thing we want to do is grab a nice big square brush and fill in our background with a nice light blue. We're going to mix that up by using one nice big scoop of white paint and one big scoop of light blue and mixing those up. And then we're going to take that paint and we're going to fill up the entire thing with that color. Easy peasy. Don't forget to paint the sides of your canvas if you have edges. It'll make it look really nice and professional when you hang it up on your wall. Now you want to fill in your background fairly quickly. We are going to be blending some white paint on top to give some streakiness to our water. But you want to do that while this paint is still wet, so I'll show you here now. If you're still painting your background, that's a-okay. Just keep an ear open. Clean brush, I'm going to grab some white paint and put a couple of white streaks throughout my painting. It's very chunky, very streaky. And then from there, you're going to blend those in. We're just trying to give some different streaks and stripes of a lighter blue so that our water is not all just one color. And there we go. Once you're done with your background, we're going to let our painting dry before we do our turtles, or else everything will turn pretty muddy. Give your painting a nice 10 to 15 minutes to dry, or you can use a blow dryer and it will dry a lot quicker. Perfect. Once our painting is dry, we're going to go ahead and draw in our turtles. So, to draw in our turtles, I'm going to start off by mixing up the 4 base colors for my turtles, which are going to be a kind of hot bubblegum pink, a nice orange, a light yellow, and a baby blue. I'm going to grab a nice large pointy brush. For my pink, I'm going to grab a scoop of white and a scoop of red and mix those up. For my orange, I'm going to grab a scoop of white, a scoop of yellow, and a dash of red. For my yellow, I'm going to grab a scoop of white and a scoop of yellow. And for my baby blue, I'm going to grab a scoop of white and a very, very, very small touch of my light blue. Since I have light blue on my brush right now, that is the first color I'll use for my turtle. So my blue turtle is down here in the bottom, kind of over to the left a little bit. First thing I'm going to do is draw the shell. It's like an egg shape or like an oval shape. Something like that. Now the feet are nice and easy. They're just little loops coming out, almost like also ovals or egg shapes themselves. Their head, I'm going to do a nice tall rainbow shape. And for their fins, some fins are in different places than others, but mainly you want the top edge to be nice and curved and the bottom edge to be nice and straight. Now the color that we're using is going to be used to fill in the head and the fins. Now we're going to do the same thing for our orange, yellow, and pink turtles. Now once the turtle skin is filled in, we want to add some highlights with some white paint. So I'm just going to get a clean brush and some white paint. And along the edges of some of the fins and the head and the feet, we're going to be adding some white here just to brighten it up a touch. And you want it to blend in slightly. All right, next step, we're going to be adding all the little lines that are in our water. So I'm going to grab a nice tiny pointy brush and we're going to mix up a green. Go ahead and grab a small scoop of white and then a scoop of green and a very small touch of yellow. Then throughout our water, we're just going to make a bunch of little U shapes. Now we're going to do the same exact thing, but with dark blue and white. All right, looking great. Next, we're going to come into our shells on the backs of our turtles. We are focusing on 4 different colors, except for this guy, which has a second color inside. Our main colors are going to be a nice medium blue, a purple, a nice deep orange, and a minty green, and then also a lime green. Let's go ahead and mix up those colors. Going to use a nice big pointy brush. My medium blue is going to be a tiny scoop of white and a big scoop of dark blue. My purple is going to be a tiny touch of white, big scoop of my fluorescent violet or red if you don't have that color, and a little bit of my blue. For my orange, I'm going to grab a teeny tiny bit of white, a big scoop of yellow, and a touch of red. A little bit more than a touch, I guess, of red, because you want it to be darker than the skin of the orange turtle over here. Your minty green is going to be a scoop of white and a touch of green. I'm using a phthalo green, so it definitely gives that minty color. If you do not and you have more of a grassy green, add some blue into it to make it more minty. And then for the lime green, you're going to want to get a scoop of white, a scoop of yellow, and an itty bitty touch of green. Alrighty, I'm going to switch to a tiny little pointy brush to draw in the shapes for my shell. Starting with the one up here at the top and using my medium blue color. Now, these shells On the side of the head, you're going to start there, and you're going to bring into the middle to a point, back down to a point, back down to a point, back down to the foot, like zigzags. You're going to do the same thing to the other side, but opposite. And then you're going to fill in everything to the edge for both of those lines, like so. I'm going to do the same thing with the purple to the yellow turtle, orange to the blue turtle, and my mint green to my orange turtle. All right, next step, we're going to be adding white to the center of the shell on the blue, purple, and orange shells, and then lime green to the center of this minty green shell. Still using a nice tiny thin pointy brush, and just being careful when I get close to the color so I don't blend them too much. All right, these are looking good. Next step, we want to add some dark lines to basically outline everything. So up here at the top, I'm going to be using straight dark blue. I'm going to be using straight black paint for this yellow and purple turtle. I'm going to be mixing together some black and green for my orange and green turtle, and then some brown and black paint for this blue and orange turtle. If you want to use just black paint for all of them, that would be nice and easy. But you can always follow along if you want to make it look exactly like the one over here. Now in the shell, we're trying to make some hexagon shapes. So in these white sections where the lines get close together, draw a line straight across. And then on the parts that point out towards the shell in the blue, we're going to draw a line across. Also with that dark color, you can go ahead and draw in the eyes. Just two small lines on the sides of the head. And then of course, with that same color, you can do a couple of dots on the fins to give it some texture. All right, looking good. We finally have some turtles. Now all we have to do is add some final touches. So in our shells, we have some lines of different colors to make them really pop. In my blue pink turtle, I have some minty green kind of splotched into my shell. In my purple and white turtle, or in my purple and yellow turtle, I have kind of like a light magenta painted in, or like a light pink. In my blue and orange turtle, I have some light orange and yellow. And in my orange and green turtle, I have some yellow and white put in the shell. Just gonna use a nice tiny thin brush and paint those in. right, the last step here for our turtle is going to be adding all those dots on the edge of our shell. For that, we're not even going to use the brush. We're going to use the back handle, and we're just going to dip it in some white paint or whatever color you want to use. You can use white and a color, and just dot it around the outside edge. Okay guys, that is the last and final step for your painting. Of course, when you're done, you want to make sure you sign your name. I like to sign mine in the bottom corner, but you're more than welcome to sign it wherever you wish. All right, we have painted our tiny turtles and they are just so cute. I want to name them all Squirt. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We would love to see how your paintings turned out. Feel free to post them online and tag us at Muse Paint Bar, or you can drop them down in the comments below. If you really enjoyed this tutorial and want to see more from our page, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button, and we'll see you again next time.